What's happening? What up? What to do? That's for sure. But everybody in my city say, what up, though? What up? What up, though? What's going on, y'all? What's going on, y'all? Let me read this real quick. Copyright disclaimer under section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for the fair use for purpose such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research, y'all. You heard me say it. You can't say I didn't. It's in the chat. It's in the description. Y'all know the rest. Let me shout out to my replay gang. Shout out to my replay gang and my bushwatchers. Yes, I'm talking to you. Take whatever finger you like and real smooth like tizzy tizzy tap on that thumbs up button for your girl. You know? Hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. I had to do me a little sound check, y'all. How do I sound? Am I low? Can y'all hear me? Let me know. So yeah, let's get caught up. I know it's been a couple days. Let's see what's going on out here in the world.
Dozens of Ring camera videos going viral on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, but many are now taken down, likely because they show graphic content of what appears to be a woman abusing a 10-month-old baby. Police say that woman is 26-year-old Alexis Harris. She was arrested in Flint, but we know the woman has ties to Macomb County. That baby was actually her own niece. Christian Harris says her brother was checking the inside cameras at the home he shared with his wife, Alexis Harris, when he found his 10-month-old niece being abused.
I literally broke down crying. I only watched about 30 seconds of the video of one of the videos. I still have not watched all of the videos.
Christian says Alexis was
Big M, Aggie with the wrench. What's going on, y'all? What's going on, y'all? I know y'all being smooth with it. I know y'all being cool with it. And I know y'all being true with it. You know? Can y'all hear me all right?
babysitting her 10-month-old daughter from August to October. The abuse is said to happen at a home on Flint's east side.
I would have guessed that she would do something like that, like ever.
Christian says the abuse happened in October over the course of 3 days.
She's always been a very happy baby. During that period of those 3 days, she did sleep a lot, but I thought it was just because she was teething.
Christian says when the videos were discovered, they called the police, but she doesn't think they moved fast enough. She says they turned to social media and posted some of those videos on Facebook and TikTok.
Everybody started calling in about the case.
Flint police say calls came in from everywhere, flooding the phone lines. Police did thank people for calling and sharing their concerns.
My baby cannot defend herself. She can't get justice for herself. We have to. That's our job as her parents, to get justice for our daughter, and that's the main goal.
As for the 10-month-old little girl, Christian says she's doing okay now.
She's happy. She's healthy. We took her to the hospital twice, and we also took her to her primary doctor. There was no injuries. They did a whole skeletal x-ray, and there's no injuries whatsoever.
And right now, Alexis Harris is facing 6 criminal charges. She'll be back in court on January 8th. If convicted on the first-degree child abuse charge, Harris could face up to life in prison. Dozens of Ring camera videos going viral on Facebook.
Very, very sad. Again, we know it's only the 4th day of the first month, y'all, of the year 2026. Diabolical. Wow. That's all I got to say. Crazy fucking work. Does people realize I think they don't care actually that they might be being filmed. That's the part about being crazy these days. They're just like, oh, Who cares? They might have a ring cam set up, you know. I can do whatever the fuck I want. Again, that's crazy work, y'all. I hope that baby is okay. That's fucking crazy to me. Yep, crime is not slowing down, y'all. Like I said.
Tonight, a mom is facing murder charges after Columbus police found her 3-year-old girl dead. 41-year-old Sharon Sakalos is now behind bars. Police say her daughter died at a home in South Columbus around 5:30 last night. 10 TV's Lacey Chris spoke with neighbors, and she joined us live from Columbus Police headquarters. This heartbreaking, Lacey.
It really is, and according to a police report, the mother admitted to detectives that she suffocated the girl on purpose.
She's 3. She was very, very bright. She was a very, very sweet girl, and we really liked her.
Tristan Price lived across from 41-year-old Sharon Sakulos for the past year and a half.
Knew in our gut that she was not a good person, not a good parent.
Neighbors tell me when Columbus police showed up last night, they had a bad feeling about what had happened.
The cops come to us. We're like, hey, like, we can watch the baby. Like, you know, if mom's going to jail, like, we've watched her before. We'll watch her again. He's like, the baby's gone to the hospital. He didn't specify that she was dead. He's like, I don't know if you guys believe in prayer, but definitely pray. And it was just.
Damn, y'all, that is super. What in the hell is really going on? Yeah, it's not stopping. It's only getting worse just because we came into a new year. This is crazy, y'all. So sad.
So it just shook us a lot.
The details are heartbreaking. According to a police report, Columbus police tried to revive Cassidy Sakulos until Columbus Fire arrived and took her to the hospital where she was pronounced dead.
Y'all see that, right? Age 3 with no signs of life. Wow. Justice for this baby, y'all. Justice for this baby girl, y'all. Wow.
Neighbors say they saw Sakulos outside while police were inside the home.
We seen her out there standing kind of stoic and calm, smoking a cigarette. Like, way too calm.
According to court records, medical personnel told homicide detectives Cassidy had signs of bruising. When detectives interviewed Sakulos, according to court documents, she admitted she suffocated Cassidy. Court records say she told detectives she put a plastic bag over Cassidy's head and that her intention was to kill Cassidy.
I'm sorry for the dad.
And
You know, for her to be able to just, tell them what she did to her daughter, that's just crazy to me. I hope there was no issues about bond. I hope there was no bond. This is crazy. More mothers not giving a fuck about the babies. When are the babies gonna matter, y'all?
Sakulos is scheduled to be in court tomorrow. Reporting live, Lacey Crisp, 10 TV News.
New details now on a developing story. 3 Family members accused of starving and torturing an 11-year-old boy in Moab.
News specialist Garner Mejia is tracking the latest about the case. And this case is one of the first to be charged under the new child torture law, I understand.
Yeah, that's right.
M's backstage. Let me up here. What's going on, Big M? Salute, salute.
What's going on? What's going on? Happy New Year. See, we starting off again with these monsters again, huh?
Man, you know, I took a couple days off, and you know, it's overwhelming. It's just there's not stopping. It's crazy work.
I told you, it's just keep going and just keep going and just keep going.
Man, it's fucking crazy. I can't believe this shit. It's not slowing down, y'all. It's not slowing down.
I want to know where the real mothers at. I need to meet the real mothers.
That part. That fucking part. But yeah, Happy New Year to everybody and you too, Big M. Thanks for joining me up here.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
Alright, let's keep listening, man. This is crazy work. And I'm gonna say this. In the Hirdisky, we've only got 4 days, right, into this new year. Someone has been unalived every day this year so far in the D. It's crazy work. There's been an unaliving. It's wild.
Unaliving of kids? Sorry, unaliving of kids?
No, just like in general.
Okay, because I'm sorry, I've been in my bed for the last couple of days, so.
No, you already know I'm talking about just in general. In Wayne, Oakland, or Macomb, someone has lost their life every day so far.
Only 4 days.
Crazy, you know. We usually go about 20 days in a row before we stop, and then we pick up scratching again at 20. You know, like when we heard, I think it was Ypsilanti, they were talking about the community came together, y'all, and they were, you know, just kind of really like drawn back or kind of sad, you know, to know that they had 14 unalivings in 1 year. I was like, wow, 14 in 1 year? And again, that's 1 day in Wayne County, or, you know,
that could be a weekend.
Right, that's a motherfucking weekend, a good weekend. Shit, not even a holiday weekend at that. And we ain't gonna talk about no holiday weekend. Shit, it's gonna be probably 14 each day.
No, let's talk about the first weekend when it get hot outside in the D.
Oh, yep, that's when the sun starts getting. Oh yeah, we're gonna have.
When it first get the first hot day, oh yeah, we get about 14.
Oh yeah, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. I wonder. I'm gonna go look while we finish looking. I want to see the numbers. I want to see how many unalivings we had for the year of 2025 in here in Detroit. I'm gonna look up the stats to see. But they did say we were down in crime, which is hard to believe. But damn, I guess we're down maybe 1% or 2. But hey, that's better than nothing.
Yeah, because they hit the dispensaries now. They running the U-Hauls into dispensaries.
You're silly, Big Ed, but well, whatever they're doing, it's working. Let's keep it up. Let's keep the crime. We need the crime to go down. Doesn't feel like it, and hear like it, or see.
They're
like
going
it.
after bigger fish. So they getting U-Hauls going to ATMs and stuff. They doing that.
Man, well, leave the kids alone. All I know, just leave the shorties alone, and yeah, more of that. But let's see, and I'm gonna go look up the numbers real quick.
That new law makes it so that exceptionally cruel and depraved crimes against children have a 10-year minimum prison sentence if someone is convicted. Sadly, police say the child's abuse in this case was so severe, it fits this criteria.
In heinous situations where it rises well above child abuse.
Today, Moab police arrested 3 people, accusing them of child torture. Police say the 3 severely abused and starved an 11-year-old boy who lived with his stepmother, Jennifer Perkins, father, Jeremiah Perkins, and stepbrother, Jonathan Jarman.
This kind of first came to our attention in mid-October.
Police say staff at the child's school raised the alarm.
They had removed him from school at the beginning of October, and under the guise that they were going to homeschool.
But according to police, homeschool paperwork was never submitted, leading to concerns of educational neglect and psychological abuse, since the boy had been wearing T-shirts to school with, quote, a non-favorable depiction of his mother printed on them. 2 weeks DCFS visit, police.
Well, I must point this out. Shout out to the school for fucking noticing and hitting up the people. Shout out to the school for noticing. We need more of that. Way to be on your toes, school. Way to fucking be on your toes. For real.
They say they were able to remove the boy from the home, and they had enough for a criminal investigation after learning the boy was being kept in a dog kennel.
It was clear that he was way undersized, very, very thin, skeletal even, was found to be severe.
Documents allege the boy was being fed only vegetables and rice. He started eating Tums, Dayquil, and toothpaste, causing him to get sick. But his stepmother, a hospital employee, didn't seek medical attention because, quote, she didn't want anyone to get in trouble. The boy was also allegedly hogtied and placed on a cold vent. This and other evidence police say helped to charge his family members with the new crime of child torture.
Treating a kid like an animal, putting him in an animal's pen, withholding food as a form of punishment. Those are awful things.
Eric Clark prosecuted the child abuse case against Ruby Franke and Jody Hildebrandt and helped advocate for a new child torture statute that became law this past May. He wishes it had been an option in prosecuting.
Oh, this just reminded me, I just seen these two blondies. They made a motherfucking Netflix documentary on this shit right here. On Netflix, I just noticed her. I seen the preview. But yeah, this is fucking diabolical. They were writing in the journal. She was writing everything that she was doing to this boy. I'm talking about logs and logs and logs, y'all. This is a crazy one. I just noticed them. But I had to say that. This shit is on Netflix. Oh, nums.
That's crazy.
Yeah, this is crazy one right here. I just noticed these, and I was like, man. And the shit that she was writing in there, and literally, they were saying that that they had a trampoline, and they made this boy jump on this fucking trampoline, and they said that when he stopped jumping, it was because it was the devil in him, and it was crazy. And the cement had indents in it from him jumping on it so much and shit. This shit's crazy.
The what?
The cement had indents in it from him jumping so much, and they said on the trampoline, they would make him jump on it like all day in the heat with no water and shit. Like they did this boy foul, man.
And that was his son.
I'm not sure, but I just know these two blondies were involved in I just seen the Netflix little preview. I'm about to play it for y'all, but yeah, this one's crazy. This one just came out on Netflix, but this is crazy.
Franke and Hildebrandt.
100%. I wish it had been in place.
With this Moab case being one of the first to use the new statute, Police Chief Lex Bell says it is serving its purpose to protect children and hold their abusers accountable.
The important thing was we got that child removed from that dangerous situation very quickly. Then we were able to take our time, be meticulous, and now 3 people who deserve to be in jail are in jail for serious crime.
And I also spoke with the Grand County School District Superintendent Matthew Kais. Tells me that just because the boy was not going to school didn't mean that they stopped caring about his situation, leading to those reports. All 3 suspects are being held without bail. I'll send it back to you.
Yeah, such a disturbing case there. Thanks a lot, Garna.
Tonight, a mom is facing murder charges after Columbus police found her 3-year-old
We're following breaking news at 10. Charges are announced as police in South Suburban Richton Park are investigating the murder of 2 people in an apartment.
Investigators say the victims died from gunshot wounds. WGN's Angelica Sanchez tells us the son of one of the victims is now in police custody.
That's right. The Cook County State's Attorney's Office confirming the adult son of the female victim in this investigation is being detained as Javante Morris. We've all was at the time of the shooting. Neighbors we spoke with are left stunned by what's happened.
People shouldn't go about killing people no matter what. No matter what. People shouldn't take lives.
Neighbors who rather not be identified share their reaction to the murders of 2 people at an apartment in the 22500 block of Jackson Court in Richton Park.
It was loud.
It was loud.
My window is over there. It was loud.
loud.
It was loud. I heard screams. I heard screams.
Richton Park police say officers responded to the apartment following calls of shots fired. They located a man and a woman inside a unit. Both were deceased.
She was a good lady. She was real sweet.
The victims have been identified as 45-year-old Marcus Jones and 38-year-old Nivea Phillips. A sibling of Jones shared this photo of him with us. We learned he was a father of 2 who loved his children. We've also learned Phillips was a mother who loved her son. The Cook County State's Attorney's Office confirms Phillips' adult son is in custody and even called police to report the shooting, but did not identify himself as the shooter. He was found by police at a nearby street.
I don't want to say too much, out of respect, for the family, but it was sad,
First responders also located a small child inside the unit who was not injured. The Cook County State's Attorney's Office said the 4-year-old child was present during the shooting and was identified as Morris's daughter. Authorities said the child was hiding under a table near her toy boxes when police arrived. During an interview, the child said her father shot and killed Jones and Phillips.
May their souls rest in peace, and I hope the killer's found. I hope the killer's found. I hope justice is served.
Now, the child in this incident was released to a parent at the police station. We are
Wow, that one. But I'm gonna show y'all facts, evil world. Facts, evil world we live in. Absolutely. And thank you, Aggie, for that. Let me give you a round of applause. Thank you so much. Helping me reach my goal. Let me give you a round of applause. Aggie with the wrench. Thank you. But yeah, I'm going to show you guys this Netflix. We just watched the news clipping of it, but this is what it the trailer.
He rang my doorbell and asked me to call the police.
Does he seem to be under the influence of drugs or alcohol?
I don't think so, but he has duct taped around each ankle. Yeah, there's sores around him, I think.
He also said...
Oh, and he has them around his wrist as well. Okay, this boy has been... This kid has obviously been... He's been detained. He's obviously covered in wounds.
Called The Evil Influencer, y'all. That shit, we just watched a news clip and I'm about to play this other clip. But yeah, this shit's crazy.
I remember her now. I remember her now.
Go ahead, Big M.
Yeah, she was really sick. She was really sick. Her and her partner. It was a lady.
But
huh?
I think they are partners, but wasn't the one logging detail for detail?
Yes.
Diabolical. We're about to roll the clip. I think the shorty did make it. He just was in very, very bad condition.
He did. That man was crying. You make a grown man cry like that on a phone call?
Woo-wee. Well, let's roll this clip, y'all. Again, check it out on Netflix. It came out on the 30th. But this is crazy. And justice for this little boy, y'all. Justice for this little boy for sure. They're diabolical. These diabolical bitches right here. Shit.
The brand new Netflix documentary, Evil Influencer, the Jodi Hildebrandt story, is shifting the spotlight away from mom vlogger Ruby Franke and squarely onto Jodi Hildebrandt, the life coach who prosecutors say abused children and ruined lives. We are breaking down what the documentary reveals and the lasting fallout of this case with a first-hand account from somebody who claims she was directly subjected to Hildebrandt's methods. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. Now, before we go any further into this, there is something that we use here at Law and Crime in the Utah Mormon community, and a Dissent new Netflix documentary that just dropped. It's called Evil Influencer, the Jodi Hildebrandt story, and it aims to go deeper than anything that came before, because this, in case you couldn't tell, focuses on Jodi Hildebrandt, how she gained so much power, how she isolated Ruby Franke, what really happened inside of that house. But here's what even this new documentary can't give you: a different first-hand account from somebody who was in Jodi Hildebrandt's orbit as a client. Because in just a little bit, we're going to bring on Stephanie Collins, a former client of Hildebrandt's, who has spoken out before about this alleged manipulation that she says she experienced. She's going to talk about what it was like inside that world. So we're going to break down the new series, the lasting impact of this story, with somebody who actually lived it. And of course, if you know the story, this all centers on mom of 6, Ruby Franke, a huge mommy vlogger on YouTube with her channel 8 Passengers, and of course, Jodi Hildebrandt, right? The second half of this licensed therapist, life coach who ran a company called Connections. They met through their tight-knit Mormon community in Utah around 2019. Hildebrandt presented herself as a spiritual guide,
A Mormon community, huh? Can somebody refresh me on what Mormon means? What the fuck? And of course, she's a this, a that, and a third, and this is just crazy, y'all. I feel like the more higher up, or the doctors, the teachers, the counselors, the lawyers, you better run their names, do your research, bro. By golly, do your fucking research if you know what's best for you.
counselor. She quickly became Ruby's seemingly business partner, closest confidant. And over time, according to prosecutors, Hildebrandt's influence turned extreme and abusive. She convinced Ruby that some of her children were possessed by evil spirits and needed severe punishment to repent.
This is like mind-boggling to me. How can anybody think that the shorties are possessed? Yeah, no. Not the shorties, y'all. Not the shorties, y'all. This is crazy. And how can you let a grown-ass bitch convince you, I'm heavy on the convince you, that the shorties are fucking possessed? Are you fucking kidding me, Blondie?
This breaking point, the breaking point, came in August of 2023. That's when Ruby's 12-year-old son escaped from Hildebrandt's home. He was emaciated, had duct tape on his extremities, went to a neighbor for help. Police found his younger sister in a similar state inside of Hildebrandt's house. The children described being tied up and starved and forced to do hard labor, subjected to brutal physical punishments. Both women were arrested. In December of 2023, they each pleaded guilty to 4 counts of aggravated child abuse. At their sentencing in February of 2024, a judge gave them the maximum, 4 consecutive prison terms of 1 to 15 years each. So that means the sentences could theoretically go up to 60 years, though I will tell you, Under Utah's indeterminate sentencing system, it's really the Board of Pardons that will determine how long they can actually serve. They're both currently serving their sentences at the Utah State Correctional Facility, but are held separately. There's different housing. Their first parole hearing is apparently set for December of 2026, so that's the earliest possible date they could be released.
Wait a fucking minute, y'all. What? 2026 is this year? What? I know you fucking lying. What? This is crazy work. They could get out as early as this fucking year, y'all. They just went in 2024. What you mean?
That is diabolical.
Man, I used to Utah, man.
They could be out this year?
Yes, he just said it. Earliest they could get out is the year 2026. That's fucking crazy work. Again, they just went in 2024, y'all. Okay.
Wow.
And if you guys go watch this motherfucking documentary, what? I'm over here like, wow. If you listen and hear the things, they tortured this boy. They fucking tortured this boy. They starved these children. Woo-wee. This is America.
But this legal case, while it's been resolved and they're in prison, the huge lingering question remains and is, how did Jodi Hildebrandt gain so much control to make this happen? That is exactly what the new Netflix documentary tries to answer. That brings us to evil influencer, the Jodi Hildebrandt story. And this isn't just a rehash of the news headlines. The documentary that's directed by Skye Borgman, who also made Abducted in Plain Sight, it tries to trace the how, right? How did Hildebrandt operate for years within this community without being stopped? You know, the film starts with that critical moment, the security camera footage of Ruby's son escaping, asking a neighbor for help. But then it rewinds. It pieces together Hildebrandt's rise. It features interviews with former clients of her Connections program, and they describe her methods, isolating people from their families, using religion.
Yeah, I'm definitely about to watch that shit like ASAP, cause wow. Again,
Me too.
I'm gonna try to find this clipping about what the fuck they did to him. Hold on, y'all. Let's try to find this. Hold on. Cause they're about to be able to get out this year, and I don't think that should be okay. But what the fuck is this?
The worst state to live in right now is Michigan, and nobody's talking about it. I've spent 30 years in the insurance industry.
What happened to these children and your philosophy in dealing with them, frankly, seems detached from reality or any objective standard of decency or even common sense. And the court finds that it is appropriate that you serve a prison sentence.
Jodi Hildebrandt, the woman convicted of abusing the children of her co-defendant, YouTuber Ruby Franke, now wants to get out of prison early. And don't worry, Judge, she says the paperwork with all the details is in the mail. We're going to be taking a look at her application for post-conviction relief, how she's blaming her attorney for being behind bars, and the new rules in Utah that were sparked by this horrific abuse. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. Evil and possessed. In addition, after RF attempted, Jodi's actions were detailed in her plea deal with the Washington County District Attorney. In fact, the paperwork lays out specific details about the abuse. For example, count 1 is related to Ruby's youngest son. RF was denied adequate water for several days. He was required to remain in the summer heat, and he was punished when he secretly consumed water. In addition, after RF attempted to run away in July, his hands and feet were regularly bound. Many times, the binding included using 2 sets of handcuffs, one of RF's wrists and one of the ankles. At times, with RF lying on his stomach, ropes were used to tie the 2 sets of handcuffs together so that his arms and lower legs were lifted off the ground. Count 3, connected to EF, this is Ruby's youngest daughter. The defendant's actions also caused severe emotional harm to EF. She was also repeatedly told she was evil and possessed. The punishments were necessary for her to be obedient and to repent, and these things were being done to her in order to help her. EF was convinced that she was evil and needed to go through these things in order to repent. And the guilty pleas meant that they didn't go to trial. They went directly to sentencing in February of 2024, where they were each sentenced to 4 to 30 years in prison. It's going to be up to the parole board to decide when they're released. And by the way, in her plea deal, in both of their plea deals, but since we're talking about Jodi, in her plea deal, it plainly states, I understand that I'm giving up my right to appeal my conviction if I plead guilty. Now, an appeal and post-conviction relief can be different, but still you get the idea. And now Jodi is fighting to get out of prison, saying that her lawyer did a bad job, and basically she's throwing him under the bus. So I want to welcome in a friend of the show.
Court recalls the matter of State of Utah versus Hildebrandt, case 231501763. Counsel are present. Ms. Hildebrandt is present. Counsel, there is a pre-sentence investigation report. I have read it. Everyone has seen and reviewed that.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor. Again, the sentence was stipulated at the time of the plea agreement. What record do we need to make other than going forward with sentencing?
Your Honor, it would be repetitive. I had the same statement just with the last few paragraphs where I was differentiating between Ms. Franke and Ms. Hildebrandt.
Okay, let's talk about housekeeping matters first. What about restitution?
We've stipulated to keep that open for 8 months.
It is appropriate, Your Honor, since we don't have any evidence with respect to restitution, and that's because it is still in the process of being gathered by the county attorney's office. It's completely appropriate for the court to make no orders with respect to restitution other than to reserve all issues regarding restitution, and we have no issue with the eight-month time frame.
And the injunction that was previously issued by the court will remain in effect?
It will.
At least until that time?
It will remain in effect until further order of this court.
All right. Mr. Clark?
Thanks, Your Honor. The state of Utah respectfully requests that the court sentence Ms. Hildebrandt to consecutive prison terms for each of the 4 counts of aggravated child abuse to which she has pleaded guilty. The sentence was agreed to her in her plea agreement and is also recommended by adult probation and parole. Ms. Hildebrandt committed awful acts of child abuse. From May to August 2023, she and her business partner held 2 children, ages 9 and 11, turning 12, in a concentration camp-like setting in her house in Ivan City. The children were regularly denied food, water.
He said concentration camp style. What? That's crazy word.
Beds to sleep in, and virtually all forms of entertainment. They were isolated from others and were hidden when people came to visit the house. They were forced to do physical tasks like carrying loaded boxes up and down stairs and doing wall sits or sitting against a wall without assistance of a chair or stool for hours at a time. They were forced to do manual labor outdoors in the extreme summer heat, often without shoes or socks. And they were also forced to stand outside on a cement patio in the summer heat for hours and even days. They were beaten, and the 12-year-old was regularly bound hand and foot after he attempted to run away in mid-July. Both children had extensive physical injuries from the abuse that required hospitalization to treat. The injuries from the binding are particularly bad. In addition to the physical abuse, the children were emotionally abused. They each believed to some degree that they deserved what was being done to them. Had the older of the 2 children not had the courage to run away and ask a neighbor to call the police, heaven only knows how much longer he could have survived. After being caught, Ms. Hildebrandt has shown little to no remorse for her actions. In telephone conversations that will be provided in full to the Board of Pardons and Parole, and which she knew to be recorded, she's repeatedly claimed that she is the victim and the children are the perpetrators. She has gone so far as to say that the things said in this proceeding and covered by the media today will be full of lies. The combination of 3 factors make Ms. Hildebrandt a significant threat to the community. First, the severity of the abuse she caused to be inflicted on young children. Second, her attitude, that everything she did was justified and that she is being wrongfully imprisoned. And third, her training as a therapist.
Isn't that what they all say? Isn't that what they all say, y'all? So yeah, y'all, definitely go check that out over there on Netflix, y'all. I definitely am going to. But again, we heard that they could get out as early as 2026, y'all. I know you lying to me.
I don't think they're gonna get out. They can go to the parole board, but they're gonna get denied.
Right. You never know though. Hey, Utah be moving weird.
Oh, Utah. I don't know. People are upset about this case.
Yeah, this is the one. This is a crazy one.
And then she still is saying it's the kid's fault.
Right. And it's still no accountability. Trying to say, this, that, and the third. It wasn't me, wasn't me, it wasn't me. We all know. Wild to me. You have the audacity to even, try to get out early or write a letter. The fuck. But I want to ask y'all something. Do y'all want to see something before I end this here live? Let's see.
Yeah, I'm nosy.
Biggie says he said I'm nosy. So, I, was doing my research, y'all, always doing my research, and I came across a few good names, I've been trying to come across, and they just fell upon my lap, and I happened to research these two names, and I have a question to the one. I'm going to ask this to Kenny Kenya. I have a question. What are these charges on your background? And I'm going to show the people. Be aware. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Give me 1 second so I can pull them up. So, y'all ready? So, we see this is her. And what is this physical harm, endangering children? What?
Huh?
Yeah, you see it. Let me scroll down on it. Hold on. I just want to know, Kenya, what the fuck? And then, why is it all these motherfuckers got child endangerment? Anthony Gamble, you have child endangerment. Everybody around them again. I'm just wondering why you sit up there and you keep on doing what you do when you have put a child in harm's way. And this is some crazy work. Let me go back up right here. I just don't get it. All y'all got some shit behind your name. Y'all all got a lot of fucking nerve. I'm just saying. I found you and your daughter. I did. And Kenya. Why? Why? Why are all you motherfuckers monsters? Yeah. Hooting and hollering all around this internet and shit. Yeah. But, man. Protect your shorties, y'all. Hug on your babies. if you're in this here, Detroit, yeah, protect your shorties. We have a lot of monsters walking among us. So yeah, be aware, y'all. And that's gonna be it for now, folks. And we'll be back later, for sure. And until next time, y'all be smooth with it, be cool with it, and be true with it. Remember,
Peace.
it's all love over here. Big M, what'd you say?
Say peace.
Big M says peace. I said peace. Y'all, remember, it's all love. Till next time, we'll be back.